Hey there. Sometimes what matters more is what you don't do. I think when you get focused on living the life you want to live and bettering yourself, bettering your day-to-day life, it's natural to focus on what you can control, which is beautiful, right? But I think sometimes we translate the idea of what we can't control to what we can do, what actions we can take. And I think often we just miss the other side of that coin, which is we also control what actions we don't take, what we choose not to do. And I think often those are even more powerful, or at least they can be, than things we actively go out of our way to do. So, I mean, sometimes these are big life decisions that you can boil someone's success or lack thereof on any scale, whether it's your own or other people's opinion of you looking in. I think you can boil down success to those few things that you chose, those few good decisions and those few bad decisions. But I think sometimes thinking that big picture is more just theoretical and fun to do. But what's more useful is the day-to-day, right? And you still can choose to not do things day-to-day that make a massive impact just by choosing not to do them. A big one for me is social media addiction, or more specifically, just drowning in the depths of YouTube. Obviously, addiction is the most hard form of this thing, right? Because it's not as simple as just choosing not to do it. Your brain's hardwired to do it, and it's dependent on it often. But I do think it comes down to those choices, right? It's still a choice, no matter how awful it is to walk away from. It's not easy, but it is simple often. There might be layers to it, of course, but I think it's really important. I think it's important enough. It's worth peeling back those layers and attacking those things that we don't want to be spending our time doing. We have so little time in so many ways, but we have so much time in so many other ways if we choose to look at things as time spent well and time spent poorly. And we choose to really be honest with ourselves about where things sit for us in our own lives. And I think things like screen time, monitoring your time in ways that are kind of objective like that, can be really good doses of reality for us. And I think sometimes we don't want to hear them. We don't want to face those truths, but I think metrics like that can really be useful. And I also think just checking in with yourself of how you feel about the time you used today. How you feel about the time you've been given recently. And just always thinking back to the end and how you're not always going to have more time. And how you're going to view things when you do have a limited amount of time. Or at least where time seems like it's more limited. I think we should all remember we don't know when that date is coming. And to let that be not just a motivator, but a way of life. To always live in the moment, and to always live with the end in mind. To always make decisions with the end in mind. Or rather, the limitation of life at the heart of all you do, think, and say. It's a very hard way to live consistently. I know I need to remind myself every day to live that way. But it's worth it. I've never once thought it's not worth it once I've started to think that way. This takes a lot of work. And not necessarily a lot of work, but a lot of recursive work. A lot of recurring work. So here's your reminder for today. I know I need it. Love y'all. Thank you.